I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it.
Hey guys, I'm Teresa and this is obviously my channel. And today I wanted to talk to you about getting focused and working from home because I feel like it's something that's on everybody's mind and a lot of us have been struggling with it during the past couple of months, especially people who don't normally work from home. Me personally, I've been struggling with this for years now because even though I have always had a full-time job, I have for a long time been pursuing creative endeavors, all different sorts, on my free time when I'm not at work, which means that when I'm home, I need to be focused and I need to actually be productive the majority of the time because at one given moment in time, I have so many things going on. Currently, I am trying to focus and get done this music video project that is due on the 18th. There's no way that we can push back that date because it is being released on that specific day for a reason. And so I am starting to feel the pressure because I wanted to have it done at the beginning of the week and I procrastinated and also just prioritized other projects that were super exciting. Not that this one isn't, but the development process is a little bit more exciting than the final editing process. So when something's new and shiny, of course, I tend to throw my time into it. And then when it comes to be just me sitting down with my computer and getting the final bits all finished and like perfected, it tends to be harder for me to focus in. So without further ado, in this video, I wanted to talk about 5 ways that I have learned to focus when it is just me in my home and I am trying to get some work done. So number 1, this has been a life changer for me, is that even though I live and work in the same space and my studio is also somewhat my bedroom, I have made it so that I can't actually visually tell that it is my bedroom when I am working. And the way that I've done this is that I've actually created shelving that covers my bed. And until this week, I have not had it completely closed off, like walled off, where you can't see through the shelves. But previously you could see through the shelves and you could see the bed, but just the fact that the bed was hidden behind the shelves and they were all decorated and you've seen it in like all my other videos probably, if you've seen any of the other ones. But if not, I can show you, I guess. This now currently has like a sheet kind of covering the back of the shelves because I redid my room for a short film. I am trying to put out a room tour soon. I know I said it would already be out, but give me a couple more days, I'm sorry. Everything always takes me forever. But anyways, so they currently are blocked off with the sheets, but before that, they were just like decorated and, blocking off my bed space, which was enough to make my room feel more like an office, a studio, than a bedroom. But now that it's covering, like I cannot see my bed at all. Like it truly does just feel like an office in here in a separate space, and that has been game changer. I've also tested out because I've moved these shelves and my bed all over this room, and I have found that the most unproductive way to have my bed is actually when you walk in the door and you have the opening to the shelving unit right in front of the door. So the first thing you see is the bed, even though it's in a closed off space away from the office. It took less resistance to walk into the bedroom area than to turn left and walk past a clothing rack and then get into the studio area. And that was the most unproductive because when I would just grab my first cup of coffee in the morning or whatever it may be, I would tend to just go straight into my bed and sit down because I don't have a couch in here, so that was like the coziest place to sit and have my morning cup of coffee. Problem is, I fall asleep very easily. I'm not a morning person, and I kept falling asleep in my bed and not even drinking my coffee. So what I ended up testing was if I block off the bed area, even if I don't completely block it off, like technically I could see at this point still the bed through the shelves. But if I covered up the opening to the bedroom area, would it prevent me from just opening it and going and sitting on my bed? Would I more likely sit in the office, or would that do nothing and I would just go inside the bed area anyways? How I blocked it off was just with a sheer curtain. It wasn't anything like substantial. It wasn't hard work to like open the curtains and just walk and sit in the bed area. But I found that just putting that visual block there, I stopped 99% of the time during like the middle of the day or after like I wake up and everything. Unless I had the full idea of like I want to go lay down and take a nap in my bed or sleep in my bed, I would not go past the curtain and go in the bedroom area. I would come into the studio area and sit at my desk or sit at the table. So it helped substantially just putting that small barrier in front of the bed. I know I have like a unique setup here because I did create shelves and block off my bed space originally, and therefore I just had to add one little curtain and the whole space was blocked off. But just try, you could get a room divider, you could get, you could also, if you do have bookshelves, you could arrange your room in a certain way that the bookshelves kind of block, like when you turn your, say, I just had one set of bookshelves and my desk was over here. If I just put the bookshelves at the end of my bed, at the foot of my bed, it would block the initial cue that my bed is there while I'm sitting at my desk. Just examples. We gotta test it out, feel it out, but for me, I have found if I don't see my bed, I can be a lot more productive. Also, I have found, and this one's a bit controversial because anytime I hear people talk about working from home and creating like a space to be productive in, they say that you should pick a specific area in your house that you are going to be productive in. That way, when you're in that area, you can be productive, and when you're in any other area of your house, you can just, relax and, not be on the clock. For me, I understand how this could work, but it doesn't work for me personally. So if you're one of those people that you start to feel stagnant if you keep working in the same area all the time, and you don't have a desktop computer that is holding you back, if you have a small laptop that you can move about the house, I personally have created an apartment where I have many different places where I can set up shop and work. And therefore, it stops me from feeling super stagnant, going to the same spot every day. And I've also found that it works for me if I do, kind of going back to like what other people say where you should work in the same spot every day, is if I'm working on a certain project, it helps me to, if I'm changing projects, to move location. So I tend to work on this short film idea generally while I'm sitting at my desk over there because we do long video calls and it just works out the best. Also because we're supposed to have a certain backdrop for when we actually shoot the film. So that is going to probably be the location that I sit at. So that's where I tend to sit. Therefore, when I'm working on like currently editing a music video, I wasn't really able to focus when I'm sitting over here because I'm not doing a video call, I'm not reading a script, I'm not looking at the stuff that I normally do for that work, like that film that I was working on. I'm trying to change my headspace and edit something else that I don't normally do over there. So moving locations to this side of the room, and now I'm at a table and have my stuff all spread out, I was able to recenter and focus my head. And it's probably because most of the time when I edit this music video, no one else is home in my apartment, and I just spread out in the kitchen and edit it there. So I have set up my entire house to be like that. Where I have a kitchen table, I have a couch with stools that I can kind of line up and turn into a table that I can sit at there. I can do the same thing in our sitting area right outside my door. I also have a table right outside my door, and I have a desk and I have a work table inside my bedroom. So I have a lot of different areas where I can work that can kind of change up the environment and kind of help me shift my headspace and refocus. The third thing that I think has really helped me recently is actually getting noise canceling headphones. These are nothing special, they are not expensive, but they are noise canceling and they do a great job, and it just helps me feel like in the zone. I never thought that it would, but even if I'm not listening to anything except for, like, say I'm editing a video, so sometimes I'm sitting in silence and sometimes, I'm listening to the video I'm editing. Even if there's nothing on in here half the time, it still helps me feel focused because I am not hearing anything at all around me, which is awesome. And on top of that, number 4, something that I used to do all the time, but I kind of stopped doing because I really enjoy listening to podcasts and audiobooks and all these things. But the problem is, if you're writing, if you're editing audio, you cannot listen to anything with words, or sometimes anything in general, but definitely not anything with words because it can be very, very distracting. So focus music has been lifesaver, because before that I would just either listen to a podcast or I'd listening to nothing, but sometimes you need a little bit something in your ears to keep you going. So focus music has really, really helped me in that respect. 5th, I think we're on number 5. Yeah, this is the last one. I have found, and this is something I've believed in for a long time, I feel like creating an ambiance in your environment and kind of like a mood before you sit down to work can greatly enhance your level of focus. And I truly do believe in this. I tend to get a warm drink because it just makes me feel cozy and like just a little happier when I'm about to do something that may not be the funnest thing in the world. And then also right behind you, I don't know if I should touch. Yeah, it's not hot, it's fine. I like to light a candle as well because it creates scents, it creates, the mood lighting, and it just gets you in a better mood. It really does just lift your spirits in some sort of way. So I try to create some sort of cozy ambiance before I start work, and it tends to help me get focused, especially if I am struggling to focus previously. And bonus one that I almost forgot about that's a huge deal is getting dressed, doing your makeup or brushing your hair, any little things you can do to make it feel like you are actually ready for the day. And if for any reason you had to, jump out and go to the store or pick something up, and without it taking away from your whole day, like having to get ready before you do that or just not looking well at all, it makes me feel a lot better and a lot more focused if I actually get ready for the day before I sit down to do work. I can go through an entire day working in my pajamas. I have no problem with that, but I just feel like if I do that too many days in a row, I'm not going to be able to focus and I'm not going to be able to get any work done. I feel like maybe once or twice a week, just having it be a completely pajama day, like no need to brush my hair, do my makeup, do anything, just roll out of bed and get to work. That works once or twice a week, but then once you get to day 3, I personally am just roaming about the house, not able to focus at all. So those are my tips to focusing when you're working from home and you are struggling to stay focused. I'm sorry this may be a really long video, kind of unnecessarily, but there you have it. I'm going to let you go. I'm actually going to get focused and I'm going to edit this music video. Please look out for it. It's going to be out on the 18th of May and it's by R.D. Tyrus. So check him out, subscribe, look for his video, and I will probably link it on the 18th video. Bye, see you soon.